Effective use of cover and concealment are important skills to have as a self-defender. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Shows us an officer-involved shooting here that's going to teach all of us, whether law enforcement or private citizens, the importance of hallways, the importance of understanding, scanning, and assessing and angles, and of using cover and concealment effectively when we have to defend ourselves. This officer's been called on scene because there has been a call for a man who is waving a gun around recklessly in this dorm here at New Mexico State University. And so now he is running around trying to figure out where this guy is, and you can hear him in the original video calling out for people to stay inside or they're going to get shot, stay inside or you're going to get shot. And so now what we're going to see here is this officer has got all this hallway to figure out what the heck is going on. What is going on in this instance? And he finally gets the gun up here because he sees the guy, and there he took a couple of shots at him as the guy pointed a gun back at him. So that guy is now going to still be a threat. So the officer is still trying to figure out if he is a threat. You can see the gun there on the ground. So the officer now is going to call in and say, hey, that shots have been fired. He's got the gun secured. Now we're into follow-up actions. He's going to tell the guy to roll over and put him in cuffs, figure out where he shot. He ends up shooting him in the right thigh there, which the guy was laying down next to him. I want to come back here and learn a couple of lessons from this officer's ordeal. The first thing we want to think about here is how this hallway affects. If you ever have to clear your house or somewhere else to get you or loved ones out, there's all these nooks and crannies, so you really want to take a class to know how are you going to clear an area. Next here, use of cover and concealment. You see this officer does something that a lot of people do, is that he crowds his concealment here. You see me stuck the gun around the corner, which is considerably dangerous. Use the space that you have, back away from that cover concealment so you got a little better angle. He did get shots where he needed them there. We know the guy wasn't right on top of him. Now he's got to come back around here and assess whether that threat is existing. This is one where I'm just going to encourage you to use the space you have. Don't crowd your cover, and also come into a different spot, whether you crouch a little bit or whatever. Even if you're a foot off, remember you have put a lull into the fight here, and that lull not only affects you, but it affects the bad guy. And so you don't want to come up into the same spot in case he's waiting to ambush you there. Thankfully, you can see the gun is on the ground here. This guy doesn't have any fight left in him. The shots were a psychological stop, which is just fine. And now we're into follow-up actions. Now the officer has to stay around this guy, which is why he's going to come and secure his gun and put his gun away. If you are not an officer, of course, I'm just going to recommend you get the heck out of the area as fast and as good as you can. This officer did a pretty good job, effected and ended the fight very, very well. Let's learn the lessons about cover and concealment so that we too can cover our asp.